Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of our weekly podcast, Get Off the Damn Fence. I'm Larry Caution here, joined as I am each and every week by our co-hosts, Calvin Thomas, Justin B. the Barber Harris. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
No,
Hey, man.
apparently I'm trapped in the closet, so.
You
supposed to sing it.
Shout out to Kels.
Hey, man, happy holidays to all of you all tuning in. We appreciate you
background
all.
music.
Thanksgiving Eve used to be a huge, night when people go out to the bars and they go drinking because they know they ain't got to get up early and somebody else doing the cooking. But now, life has changed for a lot of people these days.
Pushing 40. I'm too old for this.
I'm
too old for that. I ain't got.
It's all good. Thanksgiving Eve. I remember back in the day, Survivor Series used to be on Thanksgiving. Get ready for wrestling and football and food and all that good stuff, man, as a child, man. But tomorrow's a great day at the NFL. 3 big games. Talk about that. Got some good NBA tonight. Man, we got a lot tonight. A lot to cover, so we're not going to waste any time. So let's get right to it. We're not going to cover every game from last week. As you see, we got started a little later tonight, but we appreciate your flexibility. Justin's handling his business with family. Calvin, I know you got a big day tomorrow. You're going to be down at the bank. So I'm not going to keep you all up all night. Yeah. But it was a fun week 12. I thought week 12 wasn't bad, especially that 1 o'clock window had some great thrilling 3-point wins at the end, some comebacks. Let's start with this Ravens game, though, as we always do. Ravens had an ugly win, man. An ugly win. It was a win, but Lamar Jackson, as I said last week, he does not look healthy. He's not accurate with the ball. Ever since he's come back from that injury, he's had 1 passing touchdown. His passing completion is down. His everything's down. I mean, QBR, every stat you can look at has been down since Lamar has returned from that hamstring. Now they say it's a toe. I mean, it seems like it's going all the way down his leg at this point. I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe this mini bye after tomorrow night's game will give him a little bit more time to get better. But playing 2 games in 4 days, I don't know. Could the Ravens got away with Pat Huntley on Sunday and giving Lamar a little bit more time? But this is a big game, man. They have to win this one. But again, not even really to speak much about the Ravens offense. Without Bateman, didn't look sharp. Zay looked like he was pedestrian at best. The tight ends weren't really involved. Calvin, I'm gonna start with you. What was your thoughts on this Ravens performance on Sunday?
Let me take a step back. You say he only had 1 pass touchdown, but he had more than that because he had 3 against Miami. So I do think health is the key, or rest is the key for him to get back to being the MVP quarterback that he is. He'll have a mini bye this week. But if you're going to play a team, why not play one of the worst defenses in the league? Hopefully to get back on track. This team, the offensive line, just been terrible all year long. It's been inconsistently said all year long. You just got recalled back 3 or 4 weeks ago, so that's kind of trying to get you back into that frame. But you're not running the ball consistently that you did last year. These are all offensive problems. But at this point, they're still 6-5. They're leading the division, so they have room for improvement. But I think it starts with a healthy Lamar Jackson. After this mini bye, hopefully you get him healthier. The hamstring gets another week healthier. Because at this point, you won't have another bye until the playoffs. So it's all on the offense to get better. It's all on Lamar. You see how important he is, how MVP-like he is to this team each and every year. So it's on the offense to continue to get better. It's on the offensive line to protect Lamar since he's not as mobile as he normally is. You can even tell watching that early in the New York Jets game last week. So in my opinion, it's on the offense to continue to get better, to continue to protect Lamar. Last week was a game which you didn't have to be at your best to win, thankfully. And it's been like that recently, but the opponents will get harder. You have to win in these division games. You have to beat Cincinnati. You have to beat Pittsburgh. You're going to have to beat New England. So it's all on it's Lamar to get healthy, it's the offensive line to protect him, but that's just where we are at this point. And hopefully he can continue to get better or get accustomed to playing with the limitations that he's been for the last couple of weeks.
Justin, what was your thoughts on what you've been saying from this Ravens team the last few weeks, especially on Sunday against the Jets?
Sometimes, especially in the course of a 16, 17, 18 game season, you're gonna have ups and downs, as we know this. Sometimes your offense is performing well, sometimes your defense is performing well, and vice versa. You want everything to be on the same page on the positive side. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Offense struggled a little bit. The defense decided to step up, and they actually played a hell of a performance, held the team to 10 points. Kyle Hamilton was all over the place. Roll was all over the place. What's his name? Draymond Jones or whatever.
Draymond. He was good.
TJ Tampa got an interception. Marlon Humphrey forced the phone. Like, they stepped up. You don't want to have any type of a mishap. And this game is one of those games. You don't think Tyrod Taylor came back to the bank wanting to get a victory? You know damn well he wanted to get a victory, especially against his former team. Team that y'all drafted him, right? Did y'all draft him?
Yeah.
So you know the team that drafted him. So they put boots to ass. That's exactly what the Ravens defense did, and it gave the opportunity for the offense to, even if you going out there slow, don't worry about it. We got this one, as you should. So it does go to your point. Could they have won this game with Tyrod? With Huntley. But Lamar, he didn't necessarily get too much injured at the end of the day. He got to take some time. We'll see what happens Thursday. That's another winnable game, and hopefully he can get back to his superstar status.
My thing is, and look, this game was closer than the final score might indicate. If Marlon doesn't get that strip, special teams made some mistakes. It was some errors on the Ravens' part. And look, the offensive line is a problem. There's no other way to say it. And it's not just the pass blocking. The run blocking has suffered, and it's obvious when you got Derrick Henry, who typically you can see him getting to a hole, and he's pushing the people in front of him to try to get up the field, but they're giving him no help. It's just really bad, especially if you rewatch some of the All-22. You see that they just getting beat off of the line. Just not even like nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. It's pathetic. So again, I'm one of those people who say the regular season doesn't matter. Only what you do in the postseason. I say the regular season does matter. Calvin, you say the regular season don't matter. The reason why I always say the regular season matters, because it does matter how you're performing in order to get to the playoffs. First of all, if you don't play well in the regular season, you won't make the playoffs. Second of all, you see the issues and you know what you got to work on when you're doing these things. But when you're winning and you're getting away with it, and we talk about this with the Eagles all the time, so we got to be consistent. If you won't accept what you do in a win, what you do in a loss, ain't you say that, Justin, about what Shannon Sharp say? Don't accept what you wouldn't in a win that you wouldn't in a loss. And I think some of the bad habits could come back to bite this team. And when you look at this schedule, yes, we have some games that on paper you think the Ravens should win. You think they should be a quote-unquote layups. But the same way we just squeak by the Browns, squeak by the Jets, look, the Bengals, you might not squeak by in Cincinnati. I'll have them winning on Thursday night, of course, but in Pittsburgh, in Cincinnati versus a Patriots team that's pretty good, in Green Bay, those teams ain't going to just lay down for the Ravens. So I get it. I'm rooting for the Ravens. I'm a Ravens fan. But to be where this team wants to be in January, in February, which is their ultimate goal, these offensive line issues, these pass rush issues have to get sorted out. You can't just be blitzing Kyle Hamilton all the time thinking that's going to be the answer against some of these good teams or against some of these good receivers. Yes, you can get away with it against the Browns. You can get away with it against the Jets. You can't get away with that against Cincinnati. You won't get away with it against the Patriots and the Packers. And again, Calvin, you speak to that.
Look, we expect this team to be in the playoffs. Now, it's been a rough early start to the season, but regardless of what happens in the regular season, if they went 17-0, we still would have said they still have to perform in the playoffs. That's what I mean by the regular season may not matter to specific teams. Now, we've talked about this offensive line as well all year long, and I don't think any of us expect it to get better. people clamor or want to see Emory Jones in the lineup. He's a rookie. How much can you really expect from a rookie? We've talked about how you let these guards go, and then now that's pulled Linderbaum's play down. And yeah, you can't run inside, and that's been a key factor all year as well. So this line is not getting any better, and it will be their downfall. However, can they get to a wild card round? Can they win a wild card round, make the divisional round with this team? I think so. But
that's not the goal.
But no. I understand that. I understand my point being is that I think at this point the expectation for this 2025 Ravens team has come down from 1-5 to 6-5. I don't think that anyone has the same expectation that they did today as they did on September 5th before the season started. And if they were to go far, it would take either
a Herculean effort
from the offensive line, particularly the two guards in the center, in my opinion. The defense will have to play like they played 2 years ago, which I think that's more likely to happen just because the rookies will be better. You know, you'll get your acquisitions, get time to get acclimated to the team as well. But my expectations for this team have been brought down, but I do still think that regardless of what this team does in the regular season, if they go far in the playoffs, that's what would be remembered until they win, until at least they make the Super Bowl and they perform at that level. That's all I'm saying.
No. I agree with you on that, but that I think that was my only point was you had to temper your expectation given what you see in the regular season. That's why I say what they do in the regular season matters, because how you're playing will determine your outcome. If the offensive line, if we thought this offensive line was as bad as they turned out to be, I don't think any of us would have picked them to go to the Super Bowl. That's the point. You got to see it to believe it. And you would think as the season goes along, these guys would get better. But it's not happening.
It's not happening. But I do think this. And I don't want to think about next season already because we're still in the midst of the season and it's still a long way to go, especially in the AFC. But if you tell me this is the baseline and you can improve your team from here, you know your weaknesses. Now we've had these same weaknesses for the last 2 years. They've just been able to hide them either with Herculean effort from Lamar Jackson, a great performance from Derrick Henry, and now you don't have either of those consistently, and now you're starting to show what your true flaws are. You got to fix those, but there's no way in-house at this point to fix them. So you are who you are at this point.
I agree. Justin, any thoughts before we move on? I'm sorry.
No, you good. We can move on.
All right, cool. But yeah, it's just some stuff that we'll talk about Thursday night's game in a minute. But let's move on. The Dallas Cowboys got a big win and a victory on a big game on Sunday afternoon, primetime 4:00 game. That 4:00 spot the whole world was watching against the Philadelphia Eagles, probably one of the highest rated games of the year. And they went down 21-0, man. Spotted them 21 points and came charging back in a Herculean effort by Dak Prescott and George Pickens, who looks like, damn, the next great Cowboys receiver does not win 88, which is wild. Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb dropping everything that come his way. But George said, watch this, I got it. Don't worry about it. So Calvin talked to us, our resident Cowboy fan. You didn't pick this team last week. Justin did. What's your thoughts?
Look, I don't know if this was a great performance by this defense with these new acquisitions that we just talked about, or did Philadelphia's defense just kind of stall how myself and Justin have said they have done all year long. They were up 21-0 at halftime, and they did not score. I don't think they had a drive go beyond 6 plays after they went up 21-0. And you can't tell me that's not on your offense. You can't tell me that's not on Saquon, Jalen Hurts, that you can't get first downs. You can't get in position to kick a field goal. Now there was some late game, I won't say heroics, but some late game things that occurred things that occurred to allow the Cowboys to win as well. But this Philadelphia offense has to make you wonder: is no lead safe? You have a 2,000-yard runner. You're up 21-0, and you can't chew up clock. You can't get first downs. You can't get in positions to kick field goals. You can't score any more points. So is the addition of Quentin Williams and I'm blanking on the Cincinnati Bengals linebacker, are they that great that they turn over this Cowboys defense in 2 weeks, and then in one half of football they just shut down the Super Bowl champs? I'm saying Dallas, it was a great game by Dallas. George Pickens is everything that Pittsburgh thought he was, and there's been a lot of talk about how you leave Pittsburgh and you get better. He's another example, but you got to be worried about Philadelphia, because how can you not win this game when you're up 21-0? I don't care if you're on the road. You up 21-0. You have this offense, and you just stall for a whole half.
before you jump in there, Justin, let me just make this point. We just talked about the Ravens' offensive line. You can't tell me you look at that Philadelphia offensive line missing their three best players, like Lane Johnson, Jason Pete. They missing their three best offensive linemen from last year's Super Bowl championship team, and clearly it has had a huge impact on the run game, the passing scheme, everything. They're not allowed to, and the offensive coordinator. There is no creativity.
Jalen Hurts now.
I'm not making excuses. Okay. I'm just telling you that there's obviously a problem. And you talking about they didn't have plays. Well, when you run, even on third down, they ran the ball.
Okay, he can't check out our plays. They will run pass.
Saquon fumbles the ball, or he gets tackled one-on-one in the open field. That's not on Jalen Hurts. Saquon last year would have made a guy miss. He gave him the ball right in the open field, make a play. Fumbles the ball one play,
and they had two missed field goals. I give them that. They had two missed field goals.
Yeah, they had. I mean, one missed field goal. One missed field goal. Like this league, you go up 21-0, and then you stop being aggressive. 21-0
in the third quarter. You can't go conservative in the third quarter.
Stop being aggressive. Anyway, Justin, jump in there.
Nah, I mean, you pretty much are spot on what you were saying. That's the problem. I think AJ Brown might have seen this the whole entire time, and I'm gonna shout out to AJ on this one. He said, "Yo, we don't." Clearly, we're not rushing the ball the way we did last year. So let's rely on the weapons that you do have, which is the passing game. You double down on that to let that open it up for Saquon. He was saying that the whole year. He was just saying like he didn't spot out Saquon in a sense because clearly they're missing that. He had 22 yards or something like that. That's trash. So at the end of the day. They had to do a better job at rushing the ball. They had to do that. That's their bread and butter, in which they did not take advantage of. They've been struggling the whole entire year, and it finally caught up with them. And we thought this was going to happen last game. They got past the Lions. Luckily, they didn't get past the Cowboys. Cowboys had something for their ass, and that's what happened, man. Shout out to Pickens, man. He definitely did his thing.
The Eagles beat themselves, man. How are you giving the Cowboys all this credit in the world? They missed two field goals.
You picked them.
I picked the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Justin picked the Cowboys. They was up 21-0. I turned the game off. I was watching other stuff. I mean, I had to go back to see exactly how it happened. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Then the dummy fields a punt at the 5-yard line and then fumbles the ball, set y'all up.
That was the greatest gunner. The greatest gunner tape that you'll ever see.
Then Saquon hands him the ball right back. Like, it was so many ways the Eagles should have won this game. But anyway, congratulations. You got a win at home. Congratulations. Division champions. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Anyway, next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We don't have to spend long because I don't want to agonize this young man. I'm just going to let you get your words in. Justin. Is Baker all right?
I didn't say Tampa Bay was going to win this game.
No, you didn't. I'm just asking you as far as health. Is Baker, you think, going to be okay to bounce back?
Baker said that he has a mild strain, so we'll see. He'll have to tough it out, but he can play next week. That's what they say. He hasn't been ruled out yet. And what I saw coming for this game was just it was a buzzsaw. That's why I say, whatever you got, go to over, because that's what's going to happen. We were at a tailspin, and Buccaneers, the way we play in spurts. We'll win a couple games, lose a couple games, win a couple games again. And that's pretty much where we're at. If you look on our schedule, we got a very favorable schedule towards the end of the season. All we got to do is beat Carolina twice. We're very similar to y'all in a sense. Y'all beat Steelers twice. Y'all can lose some games along that way. As long as y'all get Steelers twice, y'all pretty much put yourselves in division lead. Yeah. We're in the same position. Luckily, Carolina lost against the 49ers. So it's not too much to be said. We got to ass kick all fronts, offense, defense, special teams. It's just one of those things where you just take it, throw it in the trash, come back next week, man.
Yeah. Calvin. I'm gonna say that's the one thing I agree with you with. I think y'all played Carolina 2 of the last 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
So I hate when they do that kind of stuff.
That's like, if Baker's healthy for those games, you win a division. I don't have the Panthers win this week, even though they play the Rams at home. They have a tough schedule down the road as well, and they're still a game behind without even playing head to head yet. So Baker can get healthy the next couple of weeks, in my opinion, and you may be 500 or around 500, but it'll still come down those last 2 of those 3 weeks. And I got you beating the Carolina Panthers. So the injuries are mounting up, but you're starting to get Bucky Irvin back, you're starting to get pieces back. If you can get Baker back by then, and I guess that's what 3-4 weeks away, I think y'all good. And y'all can make a run because you're gonna have home field advantage because you're gonna win the division. So
yeah, easy division lead to win. Next up, real quick. Look, I know what everybody's saying. You know, they you can't win with Daniel Jones. This was not on Daniel Jones. This was once again the guy who I said is the MVP. Jonathan Taylor was a no-show. They shut him down. That's 2 of the last 3 weeks against Pittsburgh and now against Kansas City, and it equated 2 losses. And people are saying, well, Daniel Jones can't beat you anybody. Okay, let me ask you a question. When this year started, did you expect Indianapolis to be 8-3? Were there any expectations for Daniel Jones to be this MVP candidate? Did anybody ever say that Daniel Jones is going to be the reason why the Indianapolis Colts are going to go to the Super Bowl?
Sound like excuses, my guy.
It's not excuses. My point is, Jonathan Taylor is the engine that makes this car go. And if he's not playing up to his part,
that's the case. I'm going to pay Daniel Jones anyway.
What do you mean? Daniel Jones is a serviceable quarterback. That's what he's supposed to do. They were up in this game by 10 double digits in the fourth quarter. They should have won the game.
Let's talk about it.
In overtime. And then you go and defer. And I mean, you take the ball in overtime instead of
you don't score.
That's stupid. Anyway, go ahead, Justin. What's your thoughts?
Once again, man, I cannot put my finger on it. Pause. Patrick Mahomes ain't the same, man. I mean, he literally kept the Colts in the game. This game should have been a blowout. It really should have, because, like you said, they snuffed Taylor. He wasn't having nothing. Daniel Jones was just not. He just wasn't making enough plays, and that's stretching his ability as a playmaker in a sense.
And the game went to overtime.
And it went into overtime. I mean, Patrick with the tip interceptions and things like that. Like, he's just, I don't know. You're not 3 years ago, my guy. Like, just make the plays that's in front of you, and then you'll win the game. Your team is just that talented right now. The defense is they turned it on. They're playing lights out now. They went back into that old Chiefs type of bravado. All you gotta do is just play your game. Patrick is literally causing this team to either get close wins or just losing flat out. It's all Patrick, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think he threw the ball 50 times, and Kareem Hunt still had 30 rushes. They kind of went back to the old school football, but that passing game in the offense, when Rashee Rice he put up numbers, but he was the only one that's put up numbers, and they're kind of forcing the ball to him. So I don't want to say they're becoming one-dimensional, because even Kareem Hunt had 30 carries. I think he averaged less than 4 yards a carry, and so he barely had 100 yards. So it's just something's not clicking, and they were at home. I think if they were in Indianapolis, that game would have been really different as well. So
they were down by 11 points in the fourth quarter. The Colts should have won this game.
And they couldn't close
it out. I understand that, but again, mistakes. That fumble hurt. Like, why would you? Like, it's just stupid stuff that you do that you can't get away with on the road. You might be able to get away with that at home, but you can't do that. And then on third down, you hand the ball off. Like, God, man, the play calling was just dumb. Like you got a tight end who has been making plays for you all year.
Yeah.
Put the ball in his hand.
Yeah, give him a shot.
Anyway,
give him a shot like you did against, like you did overseas.
How did you get up 11 points? Stick with that formula. How about that? Next up, Chicago Bears defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers. We don't need to waste a lot of time on this one. But look, Chicago's real, man. Look, they beat Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing in this game. Yeah. But I just got to ask this question. How seriously are y'all taking the Chicago Bears, Calvin?
I don't know if not serious enough, because I still don't think they're going to be second in the division. I still think Detroit and Green Bay are better, so I'm not taking them serious enough. You look at I think they're 6-1 over their last 7. The one was a loss to the Ravens and a backup quarterback. So can we really take them serious? They had a pretty soft schedule.
Okay.
Justin?
Yeah, I'm going to say no, I can't take them serious. But if they keep winning games,
they going to earn it.
What are we going to do here?
Like, they play Philly on Friday.
You're right.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
In Philly, right?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. We'll talk about that in a
it's
second.
in. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but no. It's yeah, I can't see it right there. No,
what about
it's in Philly?
It's in Philly. you know, they just if they keep winning the games, it's just one of those things where are they? They kind of remind me of the Steelers of a couple years ago. Remember when they went like 10-1 or something
10,
like
yeah.
that? They had a hell of a, but we were just thinking like y'all
And they
really
lost in the
not
wild
that
card round.
serious in a sense. And then once the tougher schedule popped off, they pretty much bottomed
Oh.
out, and then they kind of just rolled into the playoff and got smashed. I think this is the Chicago Bears. I think they're gonna have it. They had a hell of a start. They got a tough remaining schedule. They probably bottom out. They probably still make the playoffs though, and then get a first round out. But this team making to the playoffs, no
It's
one
still
even
good.
seen that coming. So that's still good for this young team.
Second
New
year, Caleb
leadership.
Williams, new coach.
There you go.
You got to make in the playoffs.
Hey,
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You gotta look at the schedule.
They got
last Thursday.
They got Green Bay twice, Philly, and Detroit, and San Francisco.
They could beat anybody, could lose anybody.
Okay.
That's just how I go with them. Last week we saw a demolition derby. We saw a murder on.
They beat the hell out of Josh Allen
on Amazon Prime. Like I never like I get it. Cleveland had 10 sacks on Sunday, but it still didn't look worse than what Houston did to Josh Allen, because that man's the reigning MVP. That's the difference between sacking Geno Smith and sacking Josh Allen that many times. That was ass whipping.
Yeah.
What you thought, Calvin?
Look, that sack Will Anderson got him from the back paws, and I thought he dug his head into the ground. I thought he was a neck. He broke his neck or something. It wasn't looking good. Like, and when I said this, Houston's defense is very good. Offense may not be putting up any numbers, but the defense is very good. And
remember, I was on the verge of picking Houston last week. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I like
Houston.
There.
I like Houston. But look, we talked about Buffalo. They had problems on offense scoring the ball. I picked them somewhere else. They had problems scoring the ball, and on defense, they had problems on defense stopping anyone. They made Davis Mills once again look like a starting quarterback in this league. How he was able to score when needed, and this defense, they had 8 sacks. I think Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson had like 6 between them. Look, there are problems in Buffalo, and it may cost somebody their job, but there are problems in Buffalo.
Just.
It's not too much to say after that. Maybe Cook should have got the ball a little bit more.
That's where you start. That's a start.
But it's CJ's time now. Okay, David, he did his job. They got a hell of they on a winning streak. They're right outside the playoffs in a sense, right outside of the division. You know, they're 2 games behind the Colts now. That they can catch them. So just play your game, CJ. Come back, do your thing, homeboy. No pressure. I love it.
I'm waiting for that matchup with Kansas City in a couple weeks. That's going to be the test. That's going to be interesting.
Patrick going to get his ass kicked.
And then finally, Shedeur Sanders got his first NFL win on Sunday. Threw the ball well. Had a bomb. I mean, I know you've heard this stat all week. He's got 30. He had 3 30-plus yard passes in the game, and Cleveland had 1 all of season prior to Sunday. He got his playmakers involved. The running game was able to work off of that. And he got his win. He still got his swagger. He still got his gusto. He's still talking his stuff. But that's who he is. He's Deion Sanders' son. And I really was frustrated with some of the commentary this week. But I expected. It's not like I didn't expect it. But at the end of the day, the man is Deion Sanders' son. If you thought he was just come in here and be a choir boy, sit in the corner, know nothing, the man is the most popular. You heard the crowd when he got off the bench against the Ravens last week. Do you see the energy, the excitement he's bringing to Cleveland? You should get behind that, Kevin Stefanski. Yeah. You should get behind that organization.
That post-game speech was bullshit.
Like, come on, man. Be real about it. Justin, what was your thoughts?
I did not pick them to win because not for the sake of Shedeur being Shedeur.
You were trying to get back up in the win column. Good.
No, not even that, for real. I honestly thought the Raiders was going to win this match only because the powers that be have it against their own quarterback. Like, not having no reps to having your first week with the starting team. I said, there's no way he's going to be prepared enough to play against a professional team in a sense. That's kind of the vibe I went with. But at the end of the day, they got the dub. Miles Garrett had another monstrous performance. Yeah. Like, this dude is like...
He's about to break that record.
He's going to shatter that record
not even
before the last game of the season. Like, that's I mean, we all remember when Michael Strahan,
got the little fake one on Brett,
right, in a sense, right? And everybody else that kind of got close to it, but never eclipsed that.
I think JJ taught him, right?
Yeah.
JJ taught him? Shout out to JJ on that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, this is what you want your defensive end to be. He is shattering the mold when it comes to pressure out that position. But like I said, I'm gonna go back to Shedeur. He played great. Raiders ain't had nothing for him. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. Was a perfect no. Can he get better? Of course. But this is your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Don't look at him. Look at your other guy. Look at your franchise guy. Look at Myles Garrett and the joy he has on his face watching him play. He had it the whole season. He just said, I can't project myself in that sense because this product is trash. This is the guy you should be playing with the whole time. I know he said it behind closed doors, but the powers that be, they just don't F with him. I don't understand.
Look, shout out Miles, shout out Quinshon Judkins as well with 2 touchdowns. Look, that offense, I'm not saying they were great, but they were exciting in which their defense came to play, came to perform. And their defense was the best unit on the field at any point. Between Myles Garrett and Malik Collins, they had 6 sacks. So shout out to those 2 guys. So they came to play.
Yeah, honestly, Myles Garrett might be the best football player in the NFL. Like, barring any position, like he's just dominant. Like we used to say that about, that used to get thrown around mostly about defensive ends or some outside linebacker who's just a pure athlete.
We ain't never said it like this before, Paul.
But this guy is just ferocious, man. And they double team him. They put a tight end. They put everything. They chip.
Doesn't matter.
Just gets around it every time. You saw what he did to Lamar like 2 weeks ago. Like, the man can do it against anybody. It doesn't matter. Jeez, man. This pass rushing has been great. But other than that, shout out to Jameis Winston. Woo! What a good God, man. They should have won
everything, man. Jameis Winston is that dude, man.
He was balling. Like, that was a performance there, Chief. Great job by him. Also, another standout performance. Got to give it to the New England Patriots. Look, they were going against the Bengals. That easily could have been a trap game. That easily could have been a game. They were down, and they needed everything they needed at the end. And the Bengals should have won, but New England went in there and got the job done. Hey, good for them. Yeah. Green Bay, absolute smashing. We talk about pass rushes this week because what the Texans did, what Cleveland did, and then what you saw that Green Bay defensive line did. Man, J.J. McCarthy, it just might not be for you. I told y'all, man. I said it.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you.
This would have never happened with Kirk Cousins. I said it.
I ain't saying that.
I said it 2 years ago. I told y'all.
Sam Darnold.
But that was before Sam Darnold. I said JJ, like nobody got Justin Jefferson the ball like Kirk Cousins did. Go look at the numbers. It's been a steady decline ever since he left, and it's absolutely pathetic. And now they're going to lose one of the great receivers in this game because he don't have no quarterback.
He ain't going nowhere.
I think he's going one out, man.
I think they're going to get a quarterback.
I mean, do you have a choice at this point?
No, you don't. But I mean, I think they're going to get a quarterback. I think they're going to get a good quarterback.
Man, I heard rumors of Daniel Jones going there. It's not.
No, he's going. He's staying in Indianapolis. They not. He not going nowhere.
Mac Jones from San Francisco.
No.
But yeah. So let's take a quick look around the league. New England, first team to win 10 games this year, sitting at 10-2. Buffalo falls to 7-4 at that bad beatdown to Houston last week. Still look like they're primed to possibly be in the running for a playoff spot, but it's getting tight.
I don't know about that. Man. They got a must win this week, in my opinion.
Yeah, they do.
They got to be Pittsburgh because the Baltimore win doesn't help them. But
yeah. Indianapolis, that division's getting tight because right there you got Jacksonville and Houston all lined up, and these teams play each other. Jacksonville sneakily, that game last week against Arizona, they needed everything they could do to get that win.
Trash.
And pulled it out.
Arizona's gonna win that one,
but they got that win, and which kept really it hurt the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were hoping that Jacksonville lost that game because remember Jacksonville beat Kansas City, so they got the tiebreaker They was hoping for that to get even, but now it's getting interesting in that wild card. You got the Chargers who are coming off of a bye, so we haven't seen them in a week, but they coming back this week. Kansas City is actually in third in the division, having lost to both Denver and the Chargers, but they do get to play both of those teams once again. So that's interesting, man. What's your thoughts on anything with the AFC and how it's lining up right now? Justin, I'll go to the playoff predictor where we at, but what's your thoughts overall?
It's everyone looking. Well, we're gonna cancel out Jacksonville. Jacksonville's not making the playoffs. I don't care what you think. They're not making the playoffs. They can squeak until they're gonna get some dubs, but they are not a playoff team by far. I think Houston catches them.
Okay.
It's the whole league, the whole conference is looking at the Kansas City Chiefs. It is what it
want
is.
them out, man. You want them out.
It at this point, it's best to keep them out to give them any type of shine to get in. Once they get in, they're going to reset themselves, or at least in their minds, and say, all right, this is our time again. The playoff is us. So I believe the whole conference is going to try to conspire to get them out the playoffs in a sense. And we're going to see where they at. But mainly for the AFC North, I believe Baltimore starts to separate from Pittsburgh. I believe it starts to happen. And they get in without no big worries in a sense. So I think y'all can relax on that. Still they're not going to do it.
So Calvin, you only get 3 wild cards. If you had to pick them right now, who you got?
Jacksonville, Chargers, Pittsburgh.
Wow. Pittsburgh.
Look, if Pittsburgh beats Buffalo this week, Buffalo is not in the playoff race. Their best bet is beating Pittsburgh because they'll have the head-to-head for the wild card. Jacksonville plays Tennessee twice and plays the Jets once, so they get to 10 wins. Kansas City get to 10 wins? They got to win what? They got to win 4 of their last 3, and they got to beat Denver or the Chargers
and Houston.
And Houston. Kansas City has a tough road, and they lose the tiebreaker to Jacksonville.
And
so they got to finish one game ahead of
Dallas on Thanksgiving.
and they got to finish ahead of Jacksonville. They don't have the tiebreaker. So look, I think Pittsburgh beats Buffalo, and I think that's just you have a world next week where Buffalo and Kansas City are not in the playoffs at that point. And it doesn't look good for Kansas City, especially if they lose to Dallas and they're 500 and we're going into week 14. So
you think Pittsburgh gets in 10-7?
Yes.
They'll walk the rest
because of the tiebreakers, yes. Because they'll have the tiebreak over Buffalo.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't see Pittsburgh. I got more faith in Buffalo than I do in Pittsburgh. That's just my opinion on that one. And Houston, I'm telling you, that it all depends on how CJ plays when he comes back. But I got more faith in that Houston defense than I do in Pittsburgh. Or, to be honest with you, the Chargers. I just haven't seen enough from this Chargers team lately for me to have any confidence on them. But anyway, let's move over to the NFC. Philadelphia, after that loss to Dallas, we'll see how they bounce back this week. But I still think they are locked to get in. They're going to win that division. The question is, will Dallas go on a run and get a wild card? Chicago is sitting at the top of the North, but I don't know, man. It could be fool's gold. Green Bay, that tie is always tricky. It's always weird when it comes down to standings and looking at how the tiebreakers will come out. Detroit, they pulled out. They needed everything in the book to beat the Giants last week. Could you imagine had they lost that? Had they lost that game, man, that would have been devastating to their hopes, but they pulled it out. Jahmyr Gibbs was awesome in overtime. And Tampa Bay, we can count them in, but again, even though it looks slim, nobody has that faith in Carolina to believe that they can overtake them. And then the West is interesting. The West is interesting. Justin, talk to us. What you think about that West?
Besides the Rams, I know Tampa at least beat San Francisco and Seattle. Seattle, man, they had a tough go with the Titans. They should have blew the Titans out.
Well, it wasn't tough. They were up a lot, and then they took their foot off the gas. But anyway,
we can't do that. Can't do that. But no, the West is crazy. The North is crazy. Like I've never seen 6 legit teams viable like this in a sense that they all can go to the playoffs themselves. Like they legitly all can go. And it's not like the other side of the conference can still do it. So if I'm going to pick, you said pick 3?
3 wild cards.
Seattle,
Mm.
Detroit, San Fran.
So Chicago, you got Green Bay winning the division.
Yes.
You don't sound confident.
Yes. And Chicago falls back.
Okay. Chicago, odd man out. Calvin, pick your three.
Seattle, Detroit.
I thought you were about to say Dallas. Go ahead.
Chicago.
Ooh, okay.
Chicago.
All right. Okay. I mean, we're going to have to take a closer look at these schedules down the stretch to really line this stuff up. And we'll do that next week when we got a little bit more time. But let's keep it moving. Again, as if the playoffs was to start today, this would be your lineups. Honestly, some good matchups. Honestly, really good matchups, especially with San Francisco. That ugly game the other night was actually really ugly and concerning.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions. And look, don't get me wrong, Carolina got some good corners. We'll see what J.C. Horn.
Any other team?
I mean, look, I don't know, man. That was bad. But Bryce looked good last week. And then maybe
he was like garbage this week.
Soon as expectations come right back.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was very fluid in many ways. We'll see how it goes. So let's make our picks for this week because we got some. Let's look back at last week. Damn it. So yeah, this is my worst week of the season, man. You know what I mean? Look, I went out on a few limbs.
A few.
Sometimes I figured I'd leave the gate open a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what I mean? I didn't go with the chalk. I didn't take the Packers. I took the Vikings. Look,
wait,
it was a dumb
how
pick.
much you have 5?
Oh, yeah, 6.
Then you go with. I thought you went with Tampa Bay.
Nah. No, hell no. Y'all played the Rams.
Yeah. But yeah, so good on y'all. You know what I mean? Good stuff. Justin, big 5 wins this week. Baby, you beat me first time all year.
Hey, yo,
good stuff,
up, man.
But yeah, I didn't. This wasn't a good week for me. It wasn't good. I should have went with that Texans pick. I was right there, but I didn't do it. So the tally, Calvin takes the lead back, 45-44, and Justin's here too. Next up,
Fix it up, man. Get that good 38.
Who you got? Let's start. Green Bay, Detroit, kicking off Thanksgiving Day. You know, the turkey's getting still browning in the oven. It's, 12 o'clock game. I love that.
Chair, drinking.
Remember when Detroit sucked? You know what I mean?
And you hated to watch, and you hated that game.
Early game was like,
and
bad.
You never watched it. It was just like, I gotta see this again.
Now when we was younger, and Barry was rolling,
different.
You like to see Barry, but then when Detroit sucked,
it was just Aaron Rodgers taking his ownership.
Then they got Megatron and they was all right. You know what I mean?
Megatron did definitely fuck up them Cowboys.
And Dominican Sue. Yeah, they had a good little run. But now it do seem like Green Bay and the Lions used to always line up a lot on Thanksgiving. But this is a marquee game, baby. This is important too to the division. Calvin, who you got?
In Detroit, this Green Bay pass rush is making me worried. But Jameer Gibbs is on the tear right now, and I think when you can run the ball, that play action pass, I'm around St. Brown, that offense, even minus Laporta, I'm gonna go Detroit.
Justin, who you got?
Until Gibbs slow down, I gotta keep beating them
personal last week.
I'm shocked. I just knew Calvin was going to go with Green Bay. This was his pick. This is an MVP and everything, man. But hey, you didn't want me to gain no wins back. It's okay. I
went first.
I knew it. You knew I was going to go. I'm going with the Lions, even though I was very concerned against the Giants last week. But that might speak more to the Giants. They have blown the most leads in the NFL. I think they've been had leads in the fourth quarter like 10 times this year and lost.
That Broncos game was them too.
Like pathetic, man. Honestly,
33 in the fourth. That's
ridiculous, man. So they fired the defensive coordinator. After you fired your head coach, you should have took him with you the first time. Makes no sense. Anyway, I'm going with the Lions as well. Now the turkey's done. Dinner time is here, and you might have already ate. Some people eat at 3:00. It's about 4:25. You go to the living room, go to your little lounge or wherever you at. You might be at your grandma, might be at your aunt's, whatever. Now it's time for the Cowboys game. Now, me growing up, my father was a Cowboys fan. A lot of people, my family's Cowboy fans, so they had me watching the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. So I'm going with the Chiefs on the road in Dallas. Run it up. Let's go, Chiefs. Calvin.
This is Pat Mahomes' time of year. They got to win out. I'm going with the Chiefs. I think they have enough offense against this Dallas defense. This Dallas defense is starting to grow on me, but I got to see them do it back-to-back weeks. I'm going Kansas City.
This guy, a Cowboys fan. Kenya, you see this?
I picked against them last week and they lost.
That's your boy. That's your fellow Cowboy.
Look, it's about to be December. This is when you start to go take that downhill turn. I'm just trying to get ahead of it this year.
Justin, who you got?
It's about time for me to not go for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not this week, though. Kansas City Chiefs home this week.
Well, we chalk so far. Let's keep it moving. Now the nightcap. I'll be working the game tomorrow night, so I'll be seeing this up close and personal. Baltimore Ravens host the Bengals Thursday night football. Justin, who you got?
No T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamal Chase is going to have a big game, but I think overall the Ravens take this game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens at home. Look, this is going to be interesting. The fact is, because there's no Higgins, you got to key in on Jamal Chase. That sometimes can leave you open to who's that other guy who's going to step up. Chase Brown could be big in this game because this Burrow's first game back. A lot of people are going to be expecting a lot, but I think they're going to try to ease him into the game plan. I don't think they're going to just throw him out there. I want to see what his mobility is like because it was a toe injury. If they're able to get him off his spot, how does that impact the game? I think the Ravens win. I want to see Lamar play a lot better. That's what I want to see. And we'll see. Derrick Henry has to run better. If Derrick Henry runs through this Cincinnati defense, then we get 10 days rest. It's a good sign. Calvin, who you got?
I want to see if Tinsley, he's the guy that caught the touchdown pass after Higgins went out last week, if he's going to be a bigger factor with so much attention to Jamar Chase. No to Higgins like we talked about, but no Henderson as well. No Trey Henderson on the other side of the ball. Mm-hmm. So, but I got Baltimore.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Friday, the Black Friday game. Philadelphia Eagles host the Chicago Bears. Bears been hot, man. One of the hottest teams in the NFL. Going into Philadelphia against the Eagles, that seem like they have a lot of turmoil going on. Calvin, who you got?
I want to pick Chicago, but Philadelphia's at home. They played better at home. The offense has played better at home, at least recently. So I want to go with Chicago, but I don't know if I could trust Caleb.
Follow your heart, man. Follow your heart.
Philadelphia. I'm going Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles. I just think they're a better team. Eagles let their foot off the gas last week. Was up 21 on the Cowboys. You're supposed to win those games. I think they learned from mistakes. Offensive line still needs to get better. I wonder if Lane Johnson's going to play on Friday. That would be interesting. But if not, the offensive line has still got problems, but I think they're good enough to win this game. Justin,
and it's time for Chicago to hit the decline, and it starts this week.
All right, next up. The San Francisco 49ers travel to Cleveland, take on the Browns. Shador Sanders with his second start. Now, we saw what the Panthers did to that Brock Purdy offense last week. They turned it over to Christian McCaffrey. He went to work. Can this Browns defense keep this game close? I think they can. I'm going with the Browns at home in the upset of the week. Shador gets his second win. I'm going with Cleveland on the road. You heard it here first. Who you got, Justin?
It's very, fortitude of you to say that. But I'm going with San Francisco 49ers. I believe that Christian McCaffrey makes enough plays. I believe Brock Purdy makes enough plays. Although he's going to look like trash at times, he's going to make enough plays. And I believe that, once Jerry Jeudy, man. So some of them playmakers that Cleveland has are very questionable at best. So I believe that's towards San Francisco defense's advantage, and I don't think Shador can overcome that. But he'll have at least 2 touchdowns. So shout out to Shador.
Calvin,
I think I've said this the last couple of weeks. The Cleveland Browns defense is the best unit on the field in these games. They will slow this game down. They'll make it ugly. Myles Garrett will have 2 or 3 sacks. And you talk about Christian McCaffrey. We haven't talked about Quinshon Judkins. He is running the ball phenomenally. I'm going with Cleveland in the upset as well.
God damn,
I like
can't
between
even gain a
between the
goddamn
run game and between the defense. I think Cleveland slows it down. I think it makes Brock Purdy have to make a play late. He makes a turnover. Cleveland wins the ball game.
I should have put this where you had to go first, but anyway,
I was picking Cleveland the whole time, so you could have. Go ahead.
Damn. Anyway, yeah, interesting. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts host the Houston Texans. It's a big one, man. This is a big one. Houston needs this. If they win this game, that division gets very interesting going down the stretch. Is on Justin. Who you got?
Houston. I'm going with Houston, man. If they can get to anybody else, they damn sure gonna get to Daniel Jones. And they're gonna play 8-9 in the box, and they're gonna dare Jonathan Taylor to beat him at the same time too. So yeah, Houston's defense for the win, man.
Calvin.
As much as I talk about Indianapolis, that only loss at home was against the Rams. That's when the guy dropped the ball, and you can make the argument they should be undefeated at home. They're a completely different team at home versus on the road. I'm going Indianapolis. I think this is a Jonathan Taylor game. I don't know if CJ Stroud's playing. He's been out for a couple weeks of concussion. I don't know if Davis Mills can play this way on the road. We see him play at home, so I'm going Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm going Indy, man. I think last week they played Kansas City tough. 2 overtime, should have won that game on the road against defending AFC champions. I think Houston, while that defense is good, I think the Colts offensive line is better. And I have more faith that Jonathan Taylor won't perform like that 2 weeks in a row. I think he'll bounce back. I'm going with the Colts at home. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the game you were talking about, Calvin. Pittsburgh and Buffalo. In Pittsburgh, it looks like Aaron Rodgers might be trying to pull it back out and get back. Suppose that might try to get back on the field this week. Calvin, who you got?
I'm going with Pittsburgh. I know they've had their struggles on defense, but I think there's a problem with this Buffalo offense, even more so maybe than the Buffalo defense. I think Pittsburgh can run the ball. I think Pittsburgh can play better defense. They can get after Josh Allen. We saw that happen last week. And you have arguably, a TJ Watt who's going at least on par with Will Anderson Jr. He hasn't had the type of year he's had, but I'm going to favor this Pittsburgh defense. They've had a bad year, but I think when they know they need it with Baltimore breathing down their necks, they show up. Pittsburgh wins the game at home.
I'm going with Buffalo on the road. I just think they're a better team. Josh Allen's not going to play like he did last week. I think his pride was hurt. I get it. TJ Watt is still a beast, and you're going up against great pass rushers back-to-back weeks, but I think Buffalo does enough to get a win in Pittsburgh. I don't have enough faith in that offense. Justin, who you got?
I'm going Pittsburgh, man. I don't think that he's going to have his scramble ability against this Pittsburgh's defense. I believe that the veterans that they do have is good enough to keep up with the receivers that Buffalo have. They're not scared of nobody on this Buffalo's offense, honestly, other than probably Cook.
James Cook.
So I said other than Cook. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh.
All right. Washington Commanders. Now I heard they might be getting some people back. That's why I put this game on the schedule. And the Broncos offense still always leaves a lot to be desired. This game is in Washington, Thanksgiving weekend. Hey, that's still a tradition there for those Commanders fans. I'm going with Denver on the road.
Go about that way too hard. Denver, easily.
I don't care about none of them hogs that they got in Washington. That's a relic of a team.
Oh, let's show them a little love, man. I said, Washington,
you tried to talk it up. I'm sitting there like
Denver all the way.
This is way too much conversation for this game.
Try to add some more games to the lineup to get these numbers up a little bit. Anyway, other games coming up this weekend that might be. I want to see what Jameis does against that New England team. You know what I mean? That's Monday night. Look, they've been playing inspired football, the Giants. I want to see what they do. Other than that, the Rams in Carolina, that's a West Coast team going to the East Coast. We'll see. Carolina's still in the running for that playoffs top spot in the NFC South. Anything else jump out to you all that we didn't cover already?
I think you should have put the Giants and the Patriots on the docket versus them and Washington.
You would have picked the Giants?
I think if they flow like that, I think they beat the Patriots, man.
I just wasn't.
If it was in New York, I give him a chance, but it's in New England. I ain't giving him no chance.
Yeah. Tampa Bay hosting the Cardinals. That could be tough. I thought about it, but I didn't want to hurt Justin's feelings, so I just kept it up.
We got that.
I hope so. Minnesota and Seattle. I don't think that'll be much
Sam
of a battle.
Darnold get some revenge, even though it's against his former team.
Yeah, we can keep it moving. Really quick, fantasy football. Man, tough week for you guys, man. I'm sorry, man. You know,
I put up 370 and lost.
Calvin, you put up 375.
I lost.
You'd have beat me.
It wasn't close.
You'd have beat me. You'd have beat Justin. You'd have beat everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you literally would have beat everybody, but the one person you played had the most points I've seen in a long time in fantasy football.
Yeah,
sorry, buddy.
He had Gibbs, he had JSN, he had St. Brown, and he had Robinson from the Giants. Like all of them gave him like 300 points. Yeah, just them ridiculous. Like 5 players. Like
I had a down week, but I pulled out a victory. I'm still sitting in first place. Playoffs are getting clinched. Justin, congratulations. You clinched the playoff spot.
I got the most points, and I'm not even.
Is there six teams in the playoffs, Calvin?
Yeah, there's 6.
So you fighting for that last spot there?
Oh, okay,
like
cool.
You might have it.
I'm about to, punt on the season. I don't care about the next couple weeks. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think do I get a bye, Calvin? I don't know. Did you change the rules, or do I have to?
I did not change the rules from last year.
Okay, I'm just asking. I just got to ask these questions because things seem to change without my knowledge sometimes. So I just want to know.
Say that.
New commission and new rules. You know what I mean?
You say that. I mean, you ain't got to worry about Reggie. I'm gonna get that last playoff spot. I'm scoring points. Whoever plays me just scored. Just had their best week ever.
Yo, I don't think anybody want to play Kai. I ain't trying to line up against him, buddy. He got some brown burners, boy. And my team, man, some of my guys have been hurt, man. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
about to make a quarterback change in a couple of weeks.
My wide receivers seem to drop the ball every day, so we'll see what he do on Thanksgiving. CD Lamb. You'll see. All right,
George Pickens at number 1 now.
Real quick, we ain't got to last long on this, but Shea was the player of the week. He could be player of the week every week, to be honest with you. Man's been sensational.
Still got one loss?
I think so, yeah. Donovan Mitchell was the player of the week in the East, averaging 31. Both players averaged 31. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. Had a long, nice winning streak. Did they lose this week?
They lost tonight.
I figured it. So, of course, when I put this graphic up, they lose. But anyway, they had a nice streak going. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
So as of this morning, so we had updated at 15-3 now. But
and Oklahoma City won, so they 18-1.
18-1. Good God, that's phenomenal.
They about to go for that record, yeah.
That's a hell of a start.
Yeah,
man. That's a hell of a start.
They played Denver like Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday. I think it's for the NBA Cup, quarterfinals, whatever.
I gotta say the Lakers have looked impressive. I will say that. Like Calvin
Skinny Luka. And then look, we talked about LeBron fitting in. LeBron is like, I've seen this a number of times on social media. He's regressed to prime Magic Johnson, just 17 and 10. And that's all he's doing.
Yeah, 25 last night.
Yeah, 25. He did. They weren't playing anybody. They played the Clippers. But he's fitting in, and you're getting
Big Game James been playing though. I give James Harden credit, man.
And what they got 4 wins, 5 wins, yeah.
Hey man, he's been
and
playing.
they're about to get that picked Oklahoma City to form this dynasty. So, but yeah, they've been playing well. They've been meshing well. Big DeAndre Ayton has had a resurgence since the first couple games of the season, and Luka's been playing like an MVP. When he's averaging damn near 40. And you get that kind of production, and Austin Reeves has been averaging 28. And you really don't need LeBron scoring. You just need him to rebound and play point, basically. So they're playing well right now. It will get difficult, as they go on the road to Denver, to Houston. But right now, they're getting a nice cushion early on. So it's good to see.
Is Ayton hurt? I know he left the game.
I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow, but he left the game last night, yes.
Mm-hmm. But look at this West, man. You got teams with 4 losses. Even the Suns went on a nice little win streak. Good on that. But the East, man, I don't know, man. Look, shout out to the Toronto Raptors.
KD still hurt?
Nah, he had personal issues. He had to take a couple games off.
Okay.
But the Raptors went on a nice little run. Pistons went on a nice little run. But other than that, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Justin, talk to us. What's your thoughts?
The Pistons run was due. They officially turned their corner, and they are tough out. It's just it is what it is. I believe they're going to be in the top 3 to 5 throughout the rest of the season. So get used to Detroit being there. Toronto. Shout out to Toronto. Shout out to Glorilla. Clearly, she didn't inspire Brandon Ingram some kind of way. He got another game. He got a game winning tonight. So he's been balling for that Toronto team. Miami Heat on the low. They just, they got Norman Powell. He's been putting up buckets. Wiggins been putting up buckets. They just got Hero back. So Eric Spoelstra's controlling that team. And then you got the two that was supposed to be dominating the whole conference, which is Cleveland and New York, pulling in the rear a little bit. It just so happened that these teams, I think, are all for real. Not necessarily Toronto. I got to see them play out just a little bit longer. But, Eric Spoelstra got a good little squad there with no egos. He's going to be just fine. Atlanta's still shaky to me, and I think Atlanta's going to be on the upswing. But this is the team, man. We're gonna see where they at. Milwaukee need to get their ish together. That's what they need to do. If just not, just go on to Trey Giannis, man. Just go on and get rid of him. And shout out to Washington, man. Somebody got beat about him. Shout out to Washington.
Yeah, I get frustrated when I see Giannis. He in and out of the lineup too. He really hasn't been playing here lately. So I don't know what the injury is, how severe it is. He trying to protect himself.
Was it his calf?
I don't know. Ryan Hollins has been his leading scorer for the team. Seemed like here lately, every time I try to put a ticket in. Like, anyway, it's just interesting. Orlando, they still right there. I mean, Paolo had a little bounce back.
They had a good win last night against Philadelphia, but one thing, like that offense is real stagnant, and it's almost like Bane feels like he should get more shots, more than Wagner. Like it's just real. It's not coherent. It's not smooth right now on that offense, and something's got to.
Question is,
something got to give.
If Boston hangs around and Tatum comes back, could they go on a run? Like legit?
I make the argument he shouldn't come back. Like why? Why are you forcing?
Will you be that far out that you can't make a run with? That
I don't
team?
think they're.
Jaylen Brown been balling.
But I don't think they're competing for a title. So why am I bringing him back to go out in the second round? In my opinion,
because it's Tatum and he believes he's the champion.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: Should Halliburton come back, or should they try to get a top 3 pick and then run it back next year?
They won 2 games.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't. Can we say is there a point where you're coming back too soon from that significant of an injury? That's all I'm saying. And then you traded what 3 of your other top 6 people last year, so you're really rebuilding. So
you got Derek White and you got Jaylen Brown.
Is that enough to win the East?
It should be if he's still Boston. It's winnable.
It's winnable.
I don't. We'll see. That's not top 4 in the East.
And that could be a large.
If he's with him coming back, and not playing the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm Jason Tatum, man.
Yeah, but I really want to talk to y'all about that Draymond and
Kenyon Martin.
Yo, we'll talk about that more next week. I'm putting that on the docket for sure. But that was crazy, man. I watched all of that. Like that was wild. Yo, they was going at
Kenyon took time out of that one. He took time out for that.
Yo, Draymond sitting in a special video. Y'all made it in this swaggy P.
Draymond took some time too now.
Yeah, Draymond took time. Anyway,
Swaggy P
is this weekend. Real quick, men's War Games match is the Usos, CM Punk, Cody, and Roman Reigns versus Brock, Drew, the Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre. Big match, man. Brock Lesnar bust his ass on Raw the other night. But that was hilarious, man. I can't lie. But he played it all smooth. Get my man
was
credit.
on First Take today.
Yo, Heyman always on there. But yeah, that was good. I think this should be good. I think it should be action. I would like to see somebody attack one of the Usos before the match.
Jimmy, you know what's going to happen.
And no, he's not finished.
Then,
what are you saying?
Oh, gas, no brakes come out there, baby.
Jimmy hurt. What are you talking about? Oh, wait. It's going to be Cena. You know that, right?
I don't think it need to be Cena. Cena
got a match.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to lose.
It should be the other Fatu, Jacob Fatu, man. Bring him out there, baby. And that would be good. I think this is a loaded War
So you
Games
think it's
match.
gonna be 5-2?
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't have no inside information.
So, we talk combats. I was me and the crew. We was joking out this lineup. Yo, Jimmy, if he does play, I like your idea. I like your idea. I'm
He's
not
the
even
only
going
one
to knock
taking
that.
the
I
loss.
like your idea. But he's going to get his ass kicked. Like, somebody got to be the person that get their ass kicked throughout most of this show.
Everybody else
And
is
when you look
superstar.
at everybody, Jimmy's
Wait,
gonna get his
wait.
ass kicked, man.
So you really think he's gonna make the match? I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get his ass whipped backstage, and then they're gonna have to find a fifth man, and then
No, I mean that idea was great that Larry just promoted. If 5-2 is ready, I'm just saying.
But he's
And
really,
I
but
don't
he's
have
hurt.
no inside information.
But he's really hurt too, right?
I didn't know he was really hurt.
I thought he was really hurt, and that's why the rumor started floating around. What was going to happen?
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
He replaced.
I really have been out the loop.
I heard he was hurt.
He looked fine Monday.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. Interesting, but anyway, I am looking forward to this match. I heard it might open. It might be the opener. And it might main event with the women because
oh well, hell no, don't do that.
I just heard it. You know what I mean? And maybe it was somebody suggesting it, but I haven't been in the weeds.
Did it have to do with like college football or something?
Maybe somebody going up against them late.
Yeah.
Or they want to have something big to start up the show because it's early. That might be it. You know what I mean? You are competing against a lot of people this weekend.
Because it's either like Alabama, Auburn, or Ohio State, Michigan Saturday night. Yeah, one and two. Makes rivalry week.
You want people to tune in. Hurry, switch over. Plus, you on the ESPN app. That limits because it's not a big platform thus far. A lot of people don't have it included with their package. Their cable provider. I think YouTube did make the deal, right? So they do have it now free with YouTube. So I think that opened up a lot more people. Yeah, I believe.
I know they got ESPN.
I get it free. I don't pay for it.
I know they got ESPN, but I didn't know the package was free with YouTube. I didn't know that.
I think it comes with it. Yeah. And then you got Ray and John Cena. I mean, Dom and John Cena. What did y'all think of the miniature John Cena the other night? Did that take you back to the 90s?
It's always good to recircle certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to bring certain gimmicks around and stuff. And that's one of them. We all like the little, shout out to the little people out there. My man was roided up though. Like he I don't know what was going on with little man.
It was definitely the gun show.
But that was entertaining. I got done winning this. I think it's time for Rey Mysterio change, man. I think Rey Mysterio goes heel, man.
No,
yeah, man. He's not even gonna get booed like that in San Diego, too, man. I think it's time, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think it will work because they would cheer him anyway. But yeah, that's funny. And then you got Nikki Bella,
the number one bathroom break of all time.
Hey man, I love Steph, but nobody's tuning in to see Nikki. I'm sorry. And that's it for us tonight, man. We, it's a fun, quick show. We try to at least bring you all something. Even when we on a holiday week, we touch on a few things. But I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, just tell me one thing y'all thankful for, and we can keep it very simple. Calvin, I'll start with you.
Man, thankful for health, for family. Thankful for my two brothers here. I get to school y'all every week, and we get to do it on this platform. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Justin.
I'm thankful for me being me. I want to give me some psychology.
No,
man. Family and friends, man. I'm gonna spend time with my family right now. So definitely family and friends, man.
I second and third that, man. This time of year, you take time to reflect on things. We are thankful all year, of course, but during this time, I just thankful for memories too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just nostalgia, thinking back over the years, man, the people who no longer with us. Man, I know this is a tough time for a lot of people, thinking back on, I know this last year has been crazy. I know one of my best friends, Chris Jackson, lost both his parents within this last year. So this is his first Thanksgiving without his mother and his father. So I know this is a tough one. So I know you're watching. Shout out to you, brother. You're always in my thoughts and prayers. You and Corey, Candace, Chris, all of y'all. You know what I mean? That's a hard thing to pill to swallow. But keep family tight. Those you got, remember the good times. There's always gonna be love from, Get Off the Damn Fence. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. And we'll be back next week. We got a lot to cover. We're back at our regular time at 9 p.m., getting you ready for, this home stretch of the NFL season. And we're going to really pause that. We're going to examine the NBA a little bit more closely. We have not been able to give it its full attention because it seems like NFL just dominates these shows lately, but we got to get into some NBA because the NBA Cup is coming down, getting the warm up here down. And then we got the NCAA bowl season's about to start. We need to examine that. So we'll be back next week talking all that. So for Calvin, Justin, I'm Larry. Happy Thanksgiving from us to you and your family. Have a good one. We'll see you next week right here on Get Off the Damn Fence.